This is the recorded work session minutes off the city's tape recorder. I couldn't attend last night, so I'm at City Hall now, and I'm recording last night's meeting for you so that you can know what was discussed. So that was 1/19/2016, January 19th, 2016 work session, City Council meeting, Little Falls, Minnesota.
January 19th, 2016 order. We do have quorum, public forums. Individuals may address the City Council about items not included on the agenda. Speakers are required to state their name and address for council record and limit their remarks to 3 minutes or less. Speakers are requested to frame their comments around items that fall within the authority of the City Council. Generally, the City Council will not take official action on the items discussed at this time, but may place the item on file, take the matter under advisement, refer the matter to staff or committee for future report, or direct the matter to be placed on the upcoming agenda. Anyone wish to speak? Hearing none, we'll move on to regular items. City Council tablets update. John?
As you've been delivered, these are the new tablets that will be going into the council meetings and eliminating the paper packets for council members. They are a touchscreen device that also has a fixed keyboard. On the tablet mode, you can hold the keyboard all the way over, and then it's basically like an iPad or touch phone. Just hold it up just like this and have it as a keyboard. The power device is a USB power supply, and it's a little bit similar to what you see with phones nowadays. This USB connects into this. You plug it into the wall, and then this end is a special USB end, so it won't work in every single USB port. But the power plug is on the left-hand side top corner. There's only one direction that it goes. To turn it on is the button on the right side. It's the first button on the right. So press on that, turn the device on. And then the naming sequence for the devices, mayor and at large are as is, but the rest of them for the wards are Ward 1A, 1B, 2A, 2B, 3A, 3B. The A distinction is those up for election in 2016. B is those up for election in 2018. So if I got those correct. All right. So when it boosts up the log in, you just type in what's on the screen, but then you'd be able later we'll be able to change the password. So I'm just gonna give them to you as is for this week, and take them home, utilize them. We also included a stylus, so it's a pen device that you can use on the screen. Basically, helps with scrolling. Works as your finger would work. A little more precise than what people's fingers are. Sometimes people would struggle with that. So feel free if you want to try to utilize the stylus pen for it. Otherwise, we're going to have a much more in-depth tutorial for the next council meeting. The password is the same as what your username is at this time, but we'll change that. We'll give you we'll send out directions to change it so you can put your own password. So they all have Outlook. Correct. and you use up to 2 hours, so it might not actually be useful for us to run the council meetings with it. But what we can do with that shared, everybody having access to the shared folder, is you could all open up a PowerPoint, the same PowerPoint, and just navigate it yourself as you go through. So you have the PowerPoint.
John, I was just looking at, I didn't know it, Jeremy showed me this, but as I was looking at the agenda, and it said, police report, page 34, you can just punch in 34
Yep.
on the top there where it has the 67 pages, and
Yep.
then hit enter, and it takes you right to the page. So,
That's one really nice thing. Another thing, and this is when we're putting this packet together, it's the first time we did it, but PDF gives us the ability to put in bookmarks. So what we would be able to do is that on the home page, we could bookmark all the pages, the page number, or even the line item on there, and then you just be able to click on that, and it would automatically take you to that page. So there's the ability to do that too, just so you get it done in this packet. So at least might be nice in navigating back and forth, and I'm not certain if they have a home button, but I don't see too many going.
The function home is back to for the beginning.
Was that-
So you do have the function home key to take you back to the top.
So,
I'm on the computer every day, and I've never heard of that before.
so if you notice on your keyboards, it's not like a standard size dispatch keyboard. It's a little bit smaller and condensed. This FN button, the orange FN button, is the function button. So if you press and hold that, then you have access to all the orange keys above that. So like on the top row, you see F1, F2, and then on the sides, you have home, and then the arrow keys are to brighten the screen or dim the screen for the up and down, and then for the left and right are to minimize or raise the volume. And then the print screen function would be mute, and then if you function spacebar, that makes the keyboard backlight come on, so that you can actually have a backlight keyboard. So if you were in a much darker room, are there any other questions immediately in trying to, so you have at least some basic ability to navigate while you take home for a couple weeks?
There's, I haven't checked it out, but there is, like a word processor.
Yep, Word, Excel, OneNote, Office, and PowerPoint are all installed on the devices.
So, like I'm going to that conference this weekend,
Yep.
when I take this and put my notes and everything on there,
You type your notes on there, yep.
something I could actually share with the rest of the group.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So if you open up Outlook, that actually brings up an email account that we built for all of your positions. So those are, when you open it up, the email address is just the Ward 1A or whatever, but the profile is actually your name, and we can change the profile name over time, but that email address will stay the same, so that when, if the positions were to change, then that email account actually stays with the position and the person. So we can, we'll just have the ability to change the passwords and then bring up and change the profile later than someone else would be in So,
John, are we getting any kind of a carrying case or anything, or is that our responsibility?
no, we can provide you one. With one we were doing it, we ran a couple, ordered a couple to test to try, and this one seemed to be the best for fit of the ones that we tried out. It's got a nice felt line to it, fits the device really. So, if you want, I'm talking to my kids now. If you want one with a saddle strap, or we can probably order that for you. These were only $15. It's a modest investment to help protect these devices. Another good thing about these is these screens. I wouldn't try dropping them and seeing if they break, but they were rated as being very durable, much better than laptop screens.
Outright, you get your text coming right up during the meeting.
You could probably do that. Sync it to your phones. So
Watch the wild game.
remind everybody, these are the city's devices. When you're no longer in the position, they're coming back to the city. They're anything that you do on there, you're doing in city business.
And it's public.
Follows the same. Almost everything that you're going to do is going to be under public data. There are very few circumstances where the work that you guys do is going to not be, it's going to be private or protected. So,
Yeah, we'll have to go over during a city council meeting, and people will know.
Because we'll be booing.
Yeah, that's your biggest, so they know when something will start.
Will this come on here, the schedule, the Friday before council meeting, just like we got our packet?
Yep, you'll get an email Friday before, Thursday before with the packet to that email address. So then you'll have it over the course of the weekend. If anything is going to change or we're going to add something to the meeting, we'll scan it beforehand and leave it in that shortcutted folder, so that'll be right there at the meeting, so that you don't have to hand it out, or you'll have access to it, or we'll email it out if it's early enough in advance, but not after the full packet. But you'll get the opportunity to have the packet. I've been trying to figure out means to also have, because with the touchscreens you can kind of do handwritten notes and things on there. It's a little bit clunky right now, and I don't have a good means of doing it. But OneNote is a program that you can use to write and draw with. We might try to test out a few more things. Maybe find another app that's a little better for doing that. So if you wanted, you could kind of make your own notes on your screen rather than on the paper. But I do think maybe having a printed agenda out too at the meeting, so you can kind of handwrite those notes when you have them. I think it's useful for everybody to follow that here. All right.
Sounds
With that, I will turn it over to Mr. Kimmon.
All right. Wastewater, water, update. We did, some applications for the positions. Four of them. One of them fully qualified, and all minimum requirements. I don't like looking at a job application. It's requesting site to add business to the regular agenda that we advertise on the position, so that we can try to open the pool a little bit more. We are going to relax the general requirements for this. Right now, the finance and wastewater, looking at relaxing it, maintain that within 6 months of that. So that drops all of the requirements basically back one notch, what the requirements long as they had a B and C license for us to hear. So with that one, I think we'll get a lot more projects
Greg, is this, and I forgot to ask this when this first came out, is this a structure that a lot of communities our size have as far as? Right.
A lot of times they'll have, they'll have the public works director that oversees all of it, and then you've got everything to hold back. So it's a little unique, with ours that we also have one both, but I like the ability on that, where that superintendent can have knowledge of both, what's on that both sides. So it's a little unique, but I think it's worked well for us in the past, and it's something that
And is our wage scale competitive? Because, you look at what we're talking about going through the next 5 to 10 years, and, the expertise of someone is extremely important to our community.
right. Yeah. And the wage scale is competitive.
Okay. I talked to Al.
We did do a little bit of follow-up research on that Tree City USA. With the grant application that they did, it is for planning purposes. It isn't, in full-scale development of those those things that were listed in the goal. So, it's the lowest priority item on there. Likely, the intent is that they're going to try to focus more on the downtown. It's very likely they're going to be utilizing most of the funding for that first. So if there is any funding left, then they can move on to the lower priority item. So even getting to the planning process for the Tree City with the grant funds available is less likely. The Initiative Foundation isn't concerned if that doesn't become, if we don't, if the planning process does work and they don't decide to pursue Tree City, then they won't be concerned about the grant funds. There would be any sort of reimbursement of those grant funds for utilizing that. Did a little bit more research in terms of the costs. What a lot of communities do is keep track of the time for their staff or volunteers that are doing things that are related to the Tree City, and very rarely do you have a lot of just straight out-of-pocket expenses that are, that don't meet that $2 per capita threshold. One person from the DNR just was forwarded an email who said for average for Minnesota, what they report is about $10.88 spent, but almost all of that comes in the volunteer time that's used meeting the Tree City things. And then the other key component of Tree City is the shade ordinance, which we actually just passed last month, shade tree ordinance. So I mean, there are some pieces in place. The Arbor Day events are usually pretty standard, not big to do. So it's not something that's too dramatic and arduous to accomplish. So I think in terms of having that designation, that it's not going to be too stringent or difficult for us to meet it. However, we do need some pieces in place to do so. But noting that there are some shocking things and some requirements that do come along with it. So I think we'll just at this point leave it see what happens with the group and their grant work, and from the staff level, just kind of keep an eye on what's happening. So. Then lastly, I did want to mention handed out to you, we did add to the agenda the two bids that we got for the vehicles that we're looking at purchasing for this year in the capital improvement plan for the police department. So we'd like to add that to the agenda tonight as well.
Do you want to do that under lettings then?
Yes,
Should be 7C. Anything else?
that's all I have for
Anyone else got anything?
That's not the first part. Is there another piece coming in this? Wasn't part of that whole deal some kind of dock?
there are 3 docking stations, but those would be for staff use.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they were back, but no, for you, for the council, this is all that would be necessary. Yeah, we can order it.
Yes, Laura?
And they'll be here.
Yeah, we'll add that one to the consent agenda. Q, yeah. Anything else? We'll adjourn till 7:30 for the meeting.
I think that's the shortest work session ever.